don't sleep. Other people say na the cow dey lick, especially when dem cook the soup or plasas wey dem lick pass all. So na that make we dey bring to you this program wey we call Colres, as we dey look at different story dem na the front page and inside the newspaper. So no forget to join me on Monday to Friday, both Facebook and YouTube, who we go bring to una different guests dem wey dey can help for talk about the newspaper. We are channel for the people, the voice of the voiceless.
Another morning again inside we had plenty things then they happen. I wonder how news again what go here today. But this be small country we had. Anyway, before I go to the wala now we had, let's just go to my kitchen and check my colors.
Yes, colors. Some man really like for eat in the morning. Some people say them just like when they eat don't sleep. Other people say na the cow dey lick, especially when dem cook the soup or plasas wey dem lick pass all. So na that make we dey bring to you this program wey we call Colres, as we dey look at different story dem na the front page and inside the newspaper. So no forget to join me on Monday to Friday, both Facebook and YouTube, who we go bring to una different guests dem wey dey can help for talk about the newspaper. We are channel for the people, the voice of the voiceless.
Good morning and welcome to the program we call Colres, right on Riyadh, on YouTube and on Facebook, so we can discuss issue them with the front page of the different newspaper in the Punado for the morning. After we can all look at what in the paper them say, we can come back and begin for discuss the different issue them with the guest them we can all line up for una for the morning Sunday. We not even know how the Colres can tell like, but when you listen to them, you can able for determine how it actually talks something in the king, you know what I mean, eh? But still, we go and we move. Well, and we go and begin look at the front page and first, before the guests can come inside. And the first one we will take inside the program this morning. Now the Heritage newspaper. The Heritage newspaper say Sierra Leone calls on UNESCO to support traditional games. And you as well get all the story them where you get moped evaluate UNFPA supported programs and ACC solicits support from indigenous livestock bearers. And we go to the next one. We have the Unity newspaper. We say with an extended 38-month credit facility arrangement, Salone hit $253 million IMF jackpot. Information minister to deliver public lecture and beware of the evils of APC. Honorable Manso Doumbouya cautions. And you get Chief Minister visit Churchyard Salone community in New York. SLPP Councillor Maya Brahima donates learning materials. The next one, the Calabash newspaper, we say unauthorized aircraft seized at Lunge Airport. 4 passengers in custody, investigation on the way. And Pavi Fort Al Associates secures $100 million deal for road, hospital, and investment zone in Sao Tome. IMF announces new $253 million credit facility for Sierra Leone. Applauds President Bio's leadership as he celebrates a birthday with a legacy of diplomacy and leadership. Who is Alhaji Fande Toure Esquire. And Cowbell welcomes pupils back to school with good nutrition campaign in Freetown. Peace Commission champions Freetown Unity March to foster national cohesion. And the next one, the Mnet newspaper, we say IMF announces $253 million ECF support to Sierra Leone. And you get Perry Chiefdom experiences open conspiracy in chieftaincy declaration race. Juma Baz football journey from a baker to international soccer phenom. And you as well get costumers decry cheating and terrible network from Orange Sierra Leone. Presidential advisor on youth moderates high-level Africa Youth Summit. The next one, Daybreak Salone. We say Chief Minister under fire and 2 Access Bank staff throw punches at each other as customers question the integrity of the bank. Acting Finance Minister signed massive road construction agreement and under Yankuba Askia Bio Dynamics Leadership Unique Transformation at SLPHA. And you get other story there for inside this edition of the Daybreak newspaper. City Hunter newspaper, urgent reforms needed for building construction to prevent future collapses. SLRSA takes action against all vehicles and substandard spare parts. A tale of betrayal and intrigue. Modern day Jezebel at Rukel Bank unveils tourist board is law abiding. And we go to the next paper where now the Africa 24 Pavi Fourth and Sao Tome signed $100 million deal. ACC to air out Charlotte case. IMF extends a $253 million. And you as well get Mayo in New York. The next one, now the Vindicator newspaper, Watra chairman Amara Brewa highlight regulatory challenges in West African telecommunications. IMF chief Georgieva and President Bio addressed economic challenges facing developing nations. Ukel Commercial Banks celebrate 25 years with prayer session at Amdalai Mosque. And you as well get Georgia State's election. Board approves rule requiring hand count of ballots. Sierra Leone sign major financing agreement for Mabang Moyamba Mabanto. Moyamba Bambatok Junction Road construction. I take again. Sierra Leone signed major financing agreement for Mabang Moyamba Bambatok Junction Road construction. And we go to the next paper with the Freetown Daily. We say presidential lodge construction project. Works minister stifles bidding process. President of Armenia bids farewell to Sierra Leone outgoing ambassador to Iran. Attorney General advises local government ministry and ECSL on Kenema District Council chairmanship. IMF announces $253 million for Sierra Leone. And we get the next one where now the Apex newspaper over unauthorized aircraft landing 4 in police net and cocaine and other items tendered in court. 8,000 youth to benefit from social safety net. Public Service Commission chair dragged 3 to court. And the Salone Times newspaper, Salone reserve falls to less than 2 months of import. IMF exposes BIO's government. Urgent reforms needed for construction of building urgent reform needed for construction of building to prevent future collapse. Ladies and vision addresses recent events and reaffirms commitment to empowering women and girls. Sierra Leone Reporters Union marks 20 years of advocacy and dedication. The News Times daily newspaper say NATCA DG and WATCA chief urge media support for telecom development in West Africa. President Bio champions global solution to food and energy security. Contributor praise NACIT for enhanced trust and security. Independent Observer newspaper, Mr. President, can we talk? Part 10. Chief Minister's appointment as CRC chair threaten SLPP democratic integrity. You as well get Freetown Mayor and C4 Cities co-chair in New York for UN Summit for the Future. Aki Sawyer shares insights on urban sustainability and SDGs progress at Imperial College. I take that again. Okay, Sawyer shares insights on urban sustainability and SDGs process at Imperial College. And the next one at the Global Times newspaper, we see Audit Service sign MOU on anti-money laundering audit. And over land grabbing allegation, Dr. Abbas Bundu sets the record straight. Pavi Forts, Al Associates Pavi Forts, Al Associates Group get $100 million contract in Sao Tome. Sierra Leone Embassy in Dakar bids farewell to Team Robotic. And the Menge newspaper say unauthorized aircraft land at Freetown International Airport. Islamic Development Bank to support Feed Salone with $40 million livestock project. IMF reaches staff level agreement on a new 38-month extended credit facility arrangement with Sierra Leone. The Spy newspaper say as international committee impressed with Bio's governance, IMF approves new 38-month extended credit facility for Sierra Leone. Fugitive APC minister warns executive over internal wrangling and dirty politics. Court Martial, we are going to attack President Bio this night, accused tells witness. And WATRA chairman urged telecom regulators in West Africa to bridge digital divide. The Public Review newspaper smuggling mystery for arrest at Freetown International Airport. Conflict of interest. Chief Minister's flag bearer aspiration compromises his position as chairman Constitutional Review Committee. President Tinubu won't attend UNGA 79. VP Shettima to lead Nigeria's delegation. Police testifies against Nigerian national for kidnapping and cocaine deal. Voice of Salone newspaper, Salone currency conundrum as $100 goes 2.5 million leones, 2,500 new leones. After undermining the president, why is Stuart Senesi still at Lands Ministry? And you get other story then for inside this edition of the Salone Times. Now, all the paper in this inside the program this morning. We come now to guest them for we come and discuss the different issues them we actually don't see from the newspaper, and sometimes we can actually touch on other issue them we the newspaper them not touch for the morning. So we get two guests. We don't join me inside the program this morning, and I could just introduce them quickly. Unfortunately, I'm not going to tell you how they come because I'm not been the watch them. But I want to tell you, say we get two guests inside the program this morning, and I go start with Edward Amara. Edward, good morning and welcome to the program this morning. Okay, Edward, please check. You mic mute. It's still mute.
Laptop.
Edward, you still mute. Alright, so while we wait for Edward for unmute in mic, we will go quickly to Robert Kolimakagbo. Robert, good morning.
Good morning. Thank you very much for having me, my brother.
Yeah, very smart Monday morning. I like the suit.
Thank you.
Alright, Edward,
you,
your
brother.
mic still mutes. I don't know why, but your mic still mutes. It's still mute. It's still mute, then the camera don't go off now, but you still mute. The camera don't come on, but the mic don't still the tower and one come on it. So I don't know, but knock them again, knock the screen again, then you go catch up with the mic. Yes. Oh, okay. No, yes, I see you. I don't even see you, Anne. But you mic still not come on yet at all. I don't know why. I don't know. You see what me they do? I ask you for the come on. Let's see if I will. Okay, good. Well, it don't go. It will come back. Robert.
Yeah.
Okay, so today I want to start the program this kind way. From all two.
Okay.
From last week to this week, what are the most important issue where you feel say happen inside the country for you for this course?
Well, a lot of goodies, things that happen in and out of the country, especially for the recent where the president don't go to UK. And as we speak now, the president did the preparation for go Onga. We will make a case point. And I think and the other one we happen of recent that bill will collapse. One of the trend issues now. When I think that I call for concern to government, and when civil activists would work on issues of corporate governance over the years. And I think the one issue more we follow discuss that issue of that bill will collapse eastern parts. Usami baby day and local concern opposite Richard I think that one of the born issues and they were really it's high time for let government provide leadership, especially building the way that they consult without they not go the normal channel to the Ministry of Lands. Because there is a whole lot of conflict issue here between the Ministry of Lands and that of the Freetown City Council. And then there is a conflict in between the two. Apparently, we understand saying that the Freetown City Council they give building permits at the municipality. That make them they collect the revenue and most of those institutions then billing and they. But when go time for acts, then people are there when they take for as a engineer. What I get at the council. Now people are said that they meet up to the tax.
Okay, so the Freetown City Council and the building permits, you
Yes.
think or na so you know?
Why not that understand? I said that they give the permits based on investigation.
Building permit not they come out from any local governments. Then they come out then they take revenue as part of the things that will happen inside the city, but they're not they give building permits. So them responsible for that.
There is whole conflicting issue between the two because even for the Minister of Land they give building permits for let's start for Goa. Whose mechanism government they put, especially the Ministry of Lands, for ensure say people on the bill also like a Christmas then let them stop. No, the other thing when I be concerned, in fact, with the pull press release today, especially the one where they get a workshop where they beat blocks them. How they can evaluate them? How they can monitor them? They can beat them block and they based on standards, or then they beat the block for make money, then they make enough sasam, from then they put on the market for sale. The Ministry of Works get role for playing all of this. It's part of revenue collection. How do they monitor their works here and there? Because a lot of works here they people and they build blocks them. And now it don't reach at the peak. Some people don't tell instead of for let them beat block for themselves, they prefer for buy block. So you figure buy block, you don't know how they mix the block, and as a result, all they for now because of weak block them, number of sansan, they don't meet up to the standards. They don't get what they take. So the government get role for play, especially by extension the Ministry of Works and that of the Ministry of Lands. All the body we were open. Workshop for business if forget engineer, certified engineer, if we meet up the criteria before we open workshop. Now, in fact, one of the survey will do inside West Senegal. Based on what we find is we get over 200 workshops there based on with that I will get with our system. For the side outside they beat they say block them. They not get what it take. Then just they make money couple. So it's high time let government just to take action against the one where they open them block factories and they want to book. Because they want to be the same just for make money, book instead of put rich cement. So I think say me, I want for saying condolence to the people, especially the people in other places who don't lost their life. Because I get my own people and they back in other community. It's really sad and frustrating at this kind of moment here. And again, we get coin billing the way people are not the point and par. Where really therefore cause damage. And it's high time the government put expert and billion and then broke them. Because number 5 video the lost life, people are life every day. Number of billion and they don't point out say this are risk bill in this. It will cause danger. So it's high time the government provide leadership for protecting citizens of this country. Because now what way government go do for ensure say the people then live a better life, the people then secure, the people then be protected, so that that thing and the way they occur never occur again. Because for this year alone, we don't get past almost billion for done.
Okay. So Robert, I think the point that we detailed for is very important. But we being inside Edward Mara not able to make at the Zoom, but he don't join me in the WhatsApp. Edward, I mean, say I will start this program differently, but before I ask you, Robert young question ask the fact say waiting are the most important thing we want for discuss, and they don't pick out several things. And they talk about the building collapse, who are responsible for give permits. They don't talk about the president in trip to UK. So waiting now you respond first to the issues them way Robert indoor raise for start the program.
Well, I think one of the burning issue where it don't claim the lives of many Sierra Leoneans na the building will collapse. You know, for me, every life we lost in this country, we lost national assets. Mm-hmm. Because who knows, some of them will Sierra Leonean compatriots they would have lost in 2 days here. One of them for them can be one of the best leaders that be way for them can bring transformation at this country. Mm-hmm. Especially so we see young people there, below the age of 5 years, they all go down the drain just like. Mm-hmm. Business history, we see life that they go every day, and then when then it can happen, you don't even know that for all accountable, because these are the only country when disaster happen, people are just they say no more when a they go see government functionaries out of hypocrisy, out of political popularity where they try for gain. Then they go there for go sympathize, but they go there for make headlines in the news. So when anything happen, for me, I feel sad, I feel pain, and I want to use this opportunity on behalf of myself my family, for extend my condolences to the families that they don't lost their lives. These are Sierra Leoneans, and as for me, they are heroes. Find themselves in the situation we're in because of the recklessness of the government, whether you talk about the previous government, talk about the current government, they should be very responsible for some of the things that will happen. And as I talk to you, up till now, we're not able for a reform government as people them, where they don't bring to book as a result of this. Some appear some of them are in the diaspora, when the situations like this happen by now, we for them begin seeing a clear investigations of bringing people who are responsible. Look at the fire disaster we been take place na UK about a few years ago. Then they launched the report where in 75 citizens of the United Kingdom them lost their life. We see the huge investigation where it been take place and the report will don't come out now, and they're not even responsible for that incident. They not even begin ban and withdraw the license of even the construction company will be undertake that activities. But for Sierra Leone, all what we see right now, and we say we get for NPA, now unabia, and so God mark. So everything at this continent, we don't put an agony aid rather than putting it on the heads of our leaders.
All right. So what do you think about the visit of the president to UK?
Before I come to the president's visit to UK, because for me, as far as I'm concerned, that will not be even worth of discussing. Man make certain thing clear where Robert don't say.
Okay.
Roberts therefore understand say when we are coming to this kind of program, we need say na so I hear them say. We have to set our record straight. We have to get our facts. And when you have your facts, they can able for comments better. Man make reference to the issue where Robert they say in Yeri say na minister of in Yeri say na city council na then they give me the permit. I think that is not correct. The Freetown City Council is not responsible for giving building permits to anybody for build house, either na Western area or Western rural or even in the provinces. Yeah, law said that record very clearly settled that. We get a whole ministry where the Minister of Works, where when you want for bill, I like na room in the parlor na Sierra Leone, you want for bill single room, you therefore apply to the Minister of Works for building permits. Minister of Works for able for send a technical team for assess the quality of the soil we want for use, who say want for good build, and from there they can recommend which type of house for build, right? So now the Minister of Works now they responsible for that, and nothing that happens. So now we don't see there is a shift blame of responsibility. Some people they accuse the Minister of Lands. Some people they accuse the Minister of Works. Like Robert and other fellows, then it seems for the shift they blame on the part of the Freetown City Council. But let me say this with regards to the issue of Minister of Lands. Yeah, Robert says don't buy land. Me say don't buy land. When you want a land, you go to the Minister of Lands. There are two types of land ownership, whether through private ownership or through the state. It can apply to the state that you want in land. The state gets you procedures. If somebody sells you private land, again, that also gets a procedure. Okay. But every land we acquire in this country, it has to be approved and certified by the Minister of Lands, Housing and Country Planning. This is one of the ministry where you get a bulk of responsibility, but I can tell you, say, all of them three functions they need. What that ministry is supposed to do? Where are number one, Minister of Lands. I can tell you, say, Sierra Leone get the worst land administration. Yeah. Right. Then okay. I can tell you, say, wait, camp and country planning. Sierra Leone gets the worst country planning system. Yeah, the way comes about the issue of environment. All of them tell what happen. So they get the issue of environmental issue. They get the issue of poor planning, where the ministry supposed to don't do. They get the issue of poor
Edward.
land administration. So when they tell they cannot be missing now any society, believe in me, the results now they will see so.
Okay.
By the way, let me say this, Ali, must say this. For the next years to come, Freetown or many parts of Sierra Leone for the continue for experience disaster. I say this out of experience. In 2014, we did an assessment of disaster-prone areas in Sierra Leone. At that time, when 2014, we come up with 42 disaster-prone areas in Western area alone. From 2014 to 2024 is about 10 years now. Who knows what's not wrong now with regards to the current statistics?
Okay.
If you ask Mr. Rogers, the director, deputy director na NNA, he will tell you the risk at which this country is not.
Okay.
So all of them line ministries there, when they talk about the Minister of Works, they talk about Minister of Lands,
So they all
fail for providing necessary leadership.
Okay, they all support for work hand in hand, but we find out say that's not what happen. What about Labing? Sorry, Labing you can inside this program. Very sorry. Sorry. Labing inside quickly, Robert. Then ministry also, then local council also. Of course, the local council they don't pull them away from them thing they not bring them come inside.
Then devolve something to local council.
Sorry?
As a certain work would then devolve to local council.
The Ministry of Lands, waiting at the work where they don't devolve.
Now, I said certain ministry would then devolve at local council.
Yes, certain ministry, but Ministry of Land no agree for devolve.
Yeah. Well,
they don't agree for devolve at all.
I just make small correction. Everybody say. Everybody say me and so what I've wanted, they support, they are the shift the goalposts for the cast as passion against the speakers of the council. You get it wrong. When I started my intro, I tell you say there are a whole lot of conflicting issue between the council and that of the ministry. This said this. So let's get the point.
So you did it? Oh, internet so old and I be just one for.
The council,
You get me?
Yeah, I get you.
Yes, the line be freeze just now. But what they try for say, is try for talk say in a program like this when before you say you bank on the conflicting things that you for don't doing research and know waiting at the right thing.
No, me no say na the Minister of Works. I don't get hosts, I don't bill us, I know say na work permit. But I tell you say like the conflicting issue between the ministry and that of the council.
And now that make we can carry for set some straight. Say no, this conflicting statement before go.
It gets me wrong. It gets me wrong. Say we and my other company they support against there. Not to I said no. I said there is a conflicting issue between the council and that of the I make I say conflicting issue. Get the word right. I'm not going out to the discussion. Now, a whole lot of problems in the ministry. These are perennial problems from the previous government, past government, and take current. Although, okay, that's something reform that they take like the ministry, because this current minister, owner to that Tennessee, don't do a lot of reforms them and don't review the current Lands Act, where you don't even separate, they don't get Lands Commission, where separate from the Ministry of Lands, where all together for do but land issue then get for go directly to that commission now. And I think the progress don't take place. Most of them bill they take. So these are all bills they don't they for before the government they can inside. But even again, when the government they back again, so 30 billion they back when they go on, where I think the government need for stop. Where the government need for stop, where they going right now? Because under the previous government, under the regime, most of them below the collapse, I don't in period and day. So that 30 billion they don't there for decades. So we're not going to cast our passion on one government or say this government or that government. All government get in pitfalls. All government get in pitfalls. So now, the way forward what the government for do, government for get a standard. We get an old standard bureau, where they for take about standard to the car this country here. For instance, in 2022, 2021, I go Rwanda, Kigali. I tell you now because I give a case. I give a case study now. When I go to Rwanda, the model in terms of how the monitors think the way they can. In fact, not all kinds they can't check in Canada country. They get system where they check them for substandard to them. Any other substandard in Canada country. In terms of getting mobility material, electrical appliances now, as long as it's substandard, you know they enter like Rwanda, Kigali. You know they go there. So what thing government go do, especially na the Lunge, na the airport, the Luataki. You get Minister of Trade, you get Standard Bureau, you get Minister of Works, and then that place there. Anybody, any importer, before you import your material, if I go through to the ministry first, if I don't show what you don't like what you handle the pharmacy board, and they give the relation between pharmacy board. All the importer they count medicine in this country. Before you count the product first alone, bulk of the product, if they count sample, they can't test them. You count sample of the product, so you want count before even pharmacy board give you go ahead for bringing the product at this country. So if it that same thing there, the Minister of Works, Standard Bureau, they're supposed for their lands. Any of them building material they can in this country before the import account, even iron rod or cable, therefore there's a lab where they forget a standard lab where they test iron rod, where they test cable, where they test the electrical something for say not standard. But you know they what did they do? What did they do? There's an issue. Why when they compare other African countries, I don't give case study or Rwanda. Why don't they allow substandard to get kind of country? From there they stop her. So from going forward, the one they build, they engineer them. Then build your own collapse for them. The Institute of Engineering Department for seize the license. Then for seize the all license. Then for the kind of board they say, then for set up an investigation committee, including the one and the engineer for them building and then for bring them to book. Because you as an engineer, if for technical inquiry, this advice is wrong. This go tell for in the future the building go. If you don't wisely think to you say, now advise me clients. Because they wrongly advise your clients as a result of the entire episode. Right. So there will be a proper investigation. All body involved, the engineer now, the contractor now, the Institute of Engineering for seize the license there. They for stop them for operate as engineer. And anybody who have for build or any company, before you take over, if you produce you license. If I provide you license, that's the way. These are the way forward. That's the way forward is. If I provide you license, you license what and give so you certify so about the garden. Not all managers I want to be engineer. You go say go be listen. So then tell them build it up for them. Under this period of review, government for set up an independent body for investigate. Then build it on a collapse plan and bring the under so book, including the engineers the way involved. What them provide that and then build in the day.
All right. Thank you, Obot. Edward, let's give you last bite into this before we go into another issue. Waiting now you final take on this issue.
Maybe Robert mentioned about the establishment of the Land Commission. Where these are some of the duplications that we will talk about in this country. Before this time, we will get Minister of Environment being under Minister of Lands. Later on, they say, okay, let us set up the Environmental Protection Agency. You know, we will just take that responsibility from the Minister of Lands. Let him just focus now on the environment. Yeah. When this government comes, they say, okay, they want to create now a whole ministry. So they create the Minister of Environment. When we look at the Minister of Environment now and the National and the Environmental Protection Agency, I can tell you say it's just the same. That's the same job what that agency will do, the same thing that the ministry even perform, even though they provide supervision now over the agency, but the agency now is more powerful than even the ministry. Yeah. All this is about creating jobs, you know, for you know the boys. Again, now look at the Minister of Lands. Minister of Lands, you are responsible as a ministry for land administration, land management. You're also responsible for country planning. By the way, check any city na this Sierra Leone, na this country, where they don't create now, because now we say we get McKinney City, whether it's even qualify for getting city status. You go na Kelima, they say Kelima na a city now. Is this Kelima qualified to get a city status? What are the amenities the way they did and all that? You look at Bo, say Bont, when I Bont is a municipality. Check on all of them. Are these areas properly planned? Because as far as Freetown is concerned, Freetown, we have got it wrong. In fact, Freetown not going to be ever planned anymore. That day we don't miss standing. If any country is serious, now for all go back and look at places like Mashaka, where a very good transit point, where from Mashaka you can able access now the northeast, from Mashaka you can able for access south and southeast, from Mashaka you can able for access western area. Let us begin thinking. I say this country, the problem, we don't think. The political leadership don't think. The ordinary, sometimes we just and feel comfortable with our current situation. And when we think, we should be able to think ahead. I'll tell you by an example. I visit Egypt. Cairo, for example, Cairo capital city has been congested and try for create another cities like Port Said and create Nile City and create another cities. Now look what they have done. They don't build a new city, what they call October 6 City. There's water, there's electricity, there's light, there's everything. Now they advertise on the national television for let people and go and apply for go stay at the same that new city because it has every facilities. But look at Freetown now. As Freetown, what they say at the capital city, Freetown even deserves to be called a city. Who's can facilitate it now? So we don't even run back and begin think say, oh, okay. The wrong that we have to correct the wrong. If we don't make mistakes, whether from our colonial masters as they came in, with the small, I think that's colonialism and all that, they insert themselves. When we don't come now, we don't get sovereignty, we don't become an independent state, we should be able to think ahead 50 years from now. How Sierra Leone go dey? Whose position go dey? So all of them say we have a lot to do. I can tell you, SMPL, right now you go apply, you go to Minister of Lands. For them even sign you land documents. When I don't the surveyor, then you go they get a surveyor. The surveyor can survey land. He don't can go for them sign that document. They go there for over 1-2 years. Right? Check what's in the happen at Minister of Works. Yeah, Minister of Works. Look at the nonsense contract agreement the way they go sign with these Chinese guys. Look at the Mashakaro, look what's in Apuna. If you don't know, it's a shame for this country. No, now, what I do right now as I talk to you, I stay around Joy. Look at what's in Apuna, Joy ran about now, say go now by how they call it, this Chinese hospital. Mm-hmm. Now concrete, now they don't begin for concrete the road. Mm-hmm. This is a road where they build, they just build the toll road, they begin collect money for over almost year and they collect money, but the road not even done. Mm-hmm. This is a road where they claim in a toll road, where they even get alternative routes. Mm-hmm. So the problem is people they try for play on the intelligence of Sierra Leoneans, especially so people in political office, mm-hmm. because of kickback, because of personal interest, So the average Sierra Leoneans are suffering as a result of poor institutional management, as a result of poor governance system, mm-hmm. as a result of lack of justice, mm-hmm. and many of the things that will happen today is out of our own making. Mm-hmm. And for me, most times I always 100% put the blame on the government, because government get the responsibility, make sure say the welfare, security, and protection of the citizens is guaranteed. Right. The people have right to economic rights, to political rights, to social rights, to human rights, and justice. Yeah. So if that is missing, when on paper no more day, Sierra Leone is a democratic country, blah blah blah, all over the place that we are democratic states. What is the essence of the democracy? Where are the democratic institutions? Are they working? Where are the government institutions, state institutions, of environment? In an issue like this, we will begin identify now for them able for own somebody at Minister of Works, because Minister of Lands also they provide supervision somebody wey dey charge for monitor areas that people dey go bill wey dem not suppose for bill. Dem for not able for hold somebody now wey dey work as Minister of Environmental, Minister of Environment, and also the Environmental
Protection
Agency.
All right.
Dem for don get people from there 3 entities now wey dem for dey na sell by now. Once investigation dey go on,
we look forward for
touristic sites.
We look forward to see when that will happen.
That's an insult to even the families and the one they will not die. Is that a place now that people should go to just take photographs? Have they confirmed the place now to a touristic site? Is it a touristic site that politicians should be parading to that place now to go and get pictures? Man, some of us we are pissed off with this country.
All right. All right, continue further with you inside the program. We get 2 people inside the program with Edward Mara and Robert Kolima Kagbowe with you inside the program. So let's move away from that issue there where na una pitch that one day up for we. So now we go into the story that we make headline this morning. One of the story we make headline this morning na the couple where they say IMF don't give to Salone where na 253 million dollars. Okay, but before we talk about that, anyway, let's keep that for the last bite. Let me talk about this unauthorized aircraft we land na Lunge, you know, and they say 4 people in there na police custody right now. What do you think? Because this one just paints a picture of what will happen again under the last government, where we see this same plane carry this same size plane carry cocaine them boku one. But this one we just hear them say 4 people in there na custody and na plane no more we see. Robert, what do you take on this? Or unmute your mic, please, Robert. I mean, mute and choose now. Yes, go ahead.
Well, this is a really unfortunate situation we happened last week, and I think government, especially the regulatory body, when at the civil aviation, therefore provide leadership and ensure say they upgrade the craft we can at this country. And I just like where you make reference to say the same thing happened the past government. And I think it's really a call for concern. Yeah. Because no flight.
Because at this particular point, we named them a bad book there right now, all over the world, even with we neighboring continent, for be the transit point for small drugs.
Well, now they say this is a really call for concern. Because at this particular time, when the country they go through a lot of challenge in terms of the economy, we don't want anything we will bring a bad name to the country. We believe no flight, no they can any country without authorization permit. It's not possible. All them flights they want at Salone, they all got a schedule where they come. They get them flight, them book, they can't get the landing permit. Even when you can't sell with the private jets, before you can do anything, you the right for landing permit. From there, the civil aviation give you go ahead and do the needful. But to not see this happen, and we don't do investigation for no really whether the mission of this flight, or waiting they start this flight, waiting and start this flight, what are the people that will bring this flight? What are the flights come out? We come not go for the others and up we can land. Why for Kalan and Salone? We not go authorization. And I think that the leadership don't provide leadership, the Director General for Civil Aviation. So we'll just look forward for a comprehensive update and the status, because as we speak, who back they come for engage ourselves. We get for engage today, we'll know the status and give it so that at the end of the day we will come and inform the public about the findings.
All right. So Edward, what do you think about this unauthorized aircraft?
Well, we therefore understand one thing that the investigation will go on. So because of that, we not allow for comment.
Okay.
Details, but this I can say in the aviation industry, we know say categories of flights. You get flight that wait and they seek for permission before they land, unless they authorize that they land. We also can say sometimes some flights they land out of emergency, whether not for technical failure, now the air then decide for getting an emergency landing into the nearest airport where closer to who said the day. Sometimes you get some airlines, sometimes maybe a run out of fuel, then permits them also for land any side so that they go for fuel. So then technical area then they can be understandable. Now that the investigation is ongoing, I don't think say for now, me could just want for conclude now, whether it's because of, they may get technical problem on air, where making them get an emergency landing, and now for conclude whether na fuel be don't left there, we making them get an emergency landing. Again, and now for conclude that maybe they are drug traffickers, like the same cocaine plane we be get in 2012, 2014. In all of that, I think now that the institutions don't be proactive, they don't respond, they don't get, number one, they don't get the plane, in the custody. They don't also get the people on board in the plane. They don't get it under their custody. So I think that's a proactive move, and we must commend them for that. They have done a fantastic job.
Okay.
And sometimes when state institutions perform, we commend them when they misbehave. We tell them say they don't misbehave. In this case, I think they lead in charge. I think it don't do the needful. That's what's important now. We have the plane in our custody, and we also have the people where they be on board at the plane in our custody. So let's allow them to get for arrival.
Okay, so let me go into the issue where most of the newspaper they carry for this morning, and they take the government's SLPP party paper, where the Unity Party paper say with an extended 38-month credit facility arrangement, Salone hits 253 million IMF jackpots. So this na in boku na the paper them. And of course we see them na the Calabash newspaper. IMF announces new 253 million credit facility for Sierra Leone. Applauds President Bill's leadership. We get other one again when on the Mnet where say IMF announces 253. So then are plenty newspaper them, and this and plenty other one them they come like every other day. What do we think about then thing, especially with this IMF couple? I'll start with you, Edward.
Well, to me, it's not news. That is not news. For me, I will not report some of these stories because they're news to me. I can tell you, say IMF now one of the institutions the way it don't destroy Africa, it don't make poverty or increase in Africa. Now IMF now one of the institutions the way they encourage lazy governance system in Africa. So in all the things they do so I can tell you say just to continue forget economic control over Africa, for subject African leaders and their governments into their own thinking, into their own wish. All of them say people and go and jubilate around. Have they look at the conditionalities always where IMF they attach to whether a grant, whether a loan, whether a credit, in order to understand that. From the economic point of view, the economics are there, the renowned economics are there. They will tell you that the IMF is one of the most reckless institutions where African government are not for depend on. Because they know look at what's happening in Ghana. If you say right now Ghanaians they demonstrate against IMF in Ghana. They demonstrate against the IMF. You understand? Mm-hmm. All of them say people that celebrate a jackpot for President Bill. They have always done it for every government, from Sheikh Stephen days to Momo to Strasa, these MPRC guys, and then take them to Kaba and next to Bill. It has always been the case. But how much that's going to help we for removing from poverty? It has never changed anything. In fact, what's going to happen? Then they tell we more to poverty than they're getting out of poverty. Marshall, an experience with you.
Yeah.
don't retire now. He was a kind of a friend of mine. One time I go for go visit in our office, then I ask him, then come to one file to him, wait for can sign. Nine tell me, say Mr. Mara, I say look at what thing we go through. I say LEONE, I say what thing. I say this file I sign, so we are trying to pay, a loan where the IMF then trust we in the 80s. I said by then he was a student, he been studying in UK. So at that time, I think it was around 2015, 16, I can't remember the year again, where this accountant general tell me now say, the money at the payment at the same sooner for pay back IMF. So remember from 1980 over 30 years to 40 years back, we are still paying a debt owned by LEONE to IMF. So everybody around some of these things. All we need in Africa is a period left to World Bank, to IMF, to the Arab League. We have the resources, we have everything in our country to utilize our own resources and make our country great. This bigger, we will reduce itself to. It's not good for the next generation. Our own generation is finished because our own generation is a lost generation now. Let us plan now for the next generation, for Pekin now, and try to put stronger policies in place, stronger institutions, create strong institutions, utilize our own gifted, God-gifted minerals we God don't give. We have about 60 minerals. Let us utilize those minerals. Not left on corruption, not left Damaru. As long as we stop some of these leakages and all that. And that was one of the things I'm disappointed with President Bio up to this moment. I supported President Bio because I thought that this idea of stopping leakages, to enhance revenue mobilization, to enhance economic growth, so that we're able for finance we domestic projects them, we're able for finance we international obligations them. I've not seen that. And that is my pain, and that is what is paining me at this moment when I can look at the policy President Bio came with a new direction, and now that even the new direction we talk about stopping and tightening the economic leakages. You don't even forget about that now. Also we focus now fees LEONE. So this is nothing. It's nothing. And some maybe he brought it. That's why we are discussing it. For me, I don't discuss. I don't do editorial on them. I don't publish those kind of stories.
Okay. All right. So Robert, what do you take on this 253 million credits facility?
Thank you very much. Of course, I listened to my brother when they talk about the IMF. Comparatively, of course, everybody get respect to your opinion in regard to the IMF. Consider the fact that IMF na institution way don't help so many Africa continent for in terms of further restore stability, addressing fiscal risks, and reduce inflation them. And strengthen the international reserve, also promote inclusive growth. And we know say Salone, we go through a whole lot of challenge in terms of the economy. We go a whole lot of challenge in terms of the economy. Now, the coming of the IMF, of course, this is not an engagement we done there for decades with this current government. For the IMF, we can't be allowed them. For ensure say they're able for restore the economy and control in terms of inflation. Of course, don't see the progress has been made with the inflation decreasing from peak. 55% in October 2023 to 25% in August 2024. Mind you, inflation rate don't go to 85% last year, October, 55%. So drastically, the inflation rate don't reduce. IMF then get the conditionality indicates what they look at for a country for let them make an investment. For the make reference to Ghana. Of course, even Ghana gets a concern in terms of the IMF loan. But you have to look at on which basis the loan. Is it a grant or a loan? We know to see how the economy go, even with international reserve is shaking. We're spending power. And I believe say this IMF loan will be able to ensure say how we able to reduce in terms of how to spend in terms of how the cost of for increase the economic challenges, the cost of living crisis, the domestic primary deficit or GDP. And of course, Salone, they only sell so they get money.
So you just say we need to know whether this na loan or this. Of course, na loan, but just that then get an agreement. Remember, say any agreements somebody get for benefits. So then get an agreement according to them. Then sign agreement, credit facility. Then sign an agreement. Where they not give you a loan, then say pay we back. But just that it gets some flexibility on how long they go pay them and how they go pay them. So
38 months extended. 38 months.
38 months.
Yes. Yes.
So now,
for 38 months. For like you pay them back, for you pay them back again.
Yes.
And I think I learned to lend some. Okay, but Pedro like where they go loan a bank no more. You have to go take loan a bank.
So I want to ask to you, Robert. Every day we hear they say they give me money 40 million, 10 million, 700 million, this 100 million. But every day we trust. Every day. What is responsible for this?
Well, there are a lot of factors involved, my brother. Taking the facts of the dollarization. Government don't get more, the private sector not much enough. You see, government don't get more, look at government spending power, looking at government in terms of the job want for, and so say, create job opportunity for people. You know, recently, government, the target for 5,000 jobs for get to people. And of course, who believes there is no government who go there where they give jobs to people. Government get a lot of programs where they embark on. Lots of infrastructure development government they embark on. And you need money. How much now revenue they generate per day? Revenue would they generate per day from the National Revenue Authority? People don't to pay even the tax. Everywhere government pay for tax.
They say the revenue alone what they get in this country don't do for the handle the running of the state.
No, I don't think so. And first, of course, the free quality education are based on revenue make before when government start the free quality education without any support from the donor partner. Now when government starts, you see donor partner then come.
So
the challenges are huge, my brother. So only government.
Other question when a part of the
IMF will come for rescue government.
I'll ask you this question. According to the Salone Times newspaper, and then I will put the same thing to Edward. According to the Salone Times newspaper, they say Salone Reserve falls to less than 2 months of imports. The same IMF expose the BO's government according to this paper. What do you take? So now we don't go down from waiting these governments meet to waiting then don't get now where they don't left. Now we don't get less than 2 months. They meet 6 months import cover. Now they don't get less than 2 months.
Well, now that they tell you, see, not to let IMF expose. Now the pitfalls where IMF see. These are everybody can challenge. You can say this are your challenge, and this for improvement. So not me say you say IMF expose, not to expose IMF expose. Now conversation and get around. Now conversation and then get around within the government. Now this. Now this. So I believe say we all hope and pray for say this money we able to change the life of the people of this country. Government get able to use that judiciously for improve on the economy. Government for ensure say people then get them basic social amenities them and the income. So that government ensure say people then go, they not go angry at them bed. Government go ensure say this money we all here go dey program. We all here go dey for this money. Once our government dey use money, we all here dey for monitor government programs.
All right.
What impact you go do for just say me mama where they kulbola for survive them for improve them then for government for don't improve the kulbola. What you go say me papa where they
but this is not the biggest money the government will ever get to.
No, when this money gets then you get specific areas of intervention. Mind you, when IMF give the money, they not just go give money for all programs. So all money get programs for. And based on the programs, IMF they evaluate, examine them before they provide that in a day. So you don't go take money, you go do on the contrary of what you take the money for. Okay. You take the money on the specific purpose. So that the purpose will say we the monitor government and how government use that money. Jesus Day, so that the people will benefit from this, the IMF loan.
All right. Okay, Edward, like out you, I still want for you to touch on this. Salone reserve falls to less than 2 months imports, and IMF exposes bills government. This not a mere word, but now the paper in your word. So, like take them to you, Edward. What now you take on this?
Like I say, where some people they jubilate and where the media they hype the story. Like in the beginning, and I still stand on that. That is something that is not worth discussing. Take into consideration that even at your house, who say Silonso, who say Robert Silonso, who say Mide so, you run your home, you get your wife, you get your pikin there. Every day you in a street, you go to that, you can't solve the pikin problem. Tomorrow you go to a street, you go to us, you can't solve the pikin problem. The next day you go problem. You are not solving the problem, you are adding more problem and poverty in your life. Yeah? All what is going to do, Salone don't become so notorious now, pandits. Government in, government out, Sierra Leone has always been, we don't become notorious in terms of debt. Like when they say, that person in life, all our debts. Now Salone don't reduce himself now to a country when I forget big for going trust. Yeah? The IMF money is not free. IMF is a financial institutions where they give loan, where they pay, and also they pay out an interest. Yeah? So, all of let's say the average man don't give Salone money, $300 million. They say our money don't come in the country. You understand? Where this money, now trust them, go trust me now. And so that money they will get for all the pay back. So to go for pay an interest over $1 million on top of them. Then we will not pay within the time we're supposed to pay because members say IMF, now financial instruments, and people and they put the money for let them able for administer them and run them. Now like a microcredit sort of something. Then we're not able for pay on time, then go so okay, because we're not able to pay on the time, well, we increase the interest on our for us supposed to pay. We go so we allow our back within social period for them able to pay. All that they know the cost the country is taking the country deep into poverty. Like I don't talk you look at all IMF projects in Sierra Leone, watch them. All IMF projects in Sierra Leone, watch any of them way successful. Because number one, where the money don't cancel now, it gets managed when they talk about Minister of Finance or the ministries that they collaborate with. Sierra Leoneans are very good at developing project proposals. We are very good at that. We are very good. Sierra Leone, like I said, we are one of the most intelligent people in the world because we're very smart for think, for put pen to paper and make sense out of it. What's in that persona? There are people behind the scene now where they know that this money don't come. Then they think now how for develop project proposal around this money now and show them a salary among them. So if a project like this, if a money like this come in, sometimes 60% of the money it don't go into administrative cost. You know, then the 40% whose impact it creates now the life of the ordinary man or Sierra Leone as a country. So all those me they say, yeah, we left this big. No family in they continue for big. He say they put itself in poverty. Now more poverty we had by people them. Sierra Leone government, when they talk about the previous government and this, because sometimes when we discuss some of these things, you know, you have some political sycophants around who don't understand. They say, oh, this might be against the government. It's not about the blue-led government. But even future government themselves now where they can now, don't left this big. IMF is adding more economic burden and poverty on the people of Sierra Leone. You know, so me this money, I know it's something that they needed to jubilate about. I'm not going to celebrate, and whether they mismanage it is the business of government. But all what me they say, let us begin to think now how we get for prepare for the next generation, for get a better life. If we continue on this, believe me, we will put ourselves into more poverty. I don't say this no what they talk about revenue generation. Yeah. And one of the things I understand back where I get problem with the government, especially to Minister of Finance, because President Bio is not an economist. Do not expect President Bio for let bring out anything where is Samuel when it comes about economy. But he gets a economic advisor, now Minister of Presidential Economic Advisor, again Minister of Finance, when I the principal economic advisor to the president. Yeah. You cannot generate revenue at the detriment of the citizens. That is what the Minister of Finance is currently do right now. You are generating revenue at the detriment of citizens. The citizens are suffering, paying for paying their taxes and other financial obligations. Go to Wataki, they want to go clear one great container for cancel. Ask the business people. The president for Importers Association. Now the man is so disappointed, he's so fed up that they are paying so much money at the Wataki for them able for container one container for clear one container. Where you counter, so they don't spend 40 million for clear 20 feet container. How you go for cancel that business day? Even President Bio, the last time I remember the town hall meeting, I say yes, people they say, we angry. The rest on there. I say na because Salone dey go rest. I say the rest of the eat. Na buy with the bar for other countries then. So obviously because they buy out they can Salone, people they pay so much money for go clear around na Wataki and they can't sell them back. Wetin dey happen? The consumer when the last na dey suffer. Now we are the consumer. Now we dey suffer because when that importer don't go pay, now Wataki no mind they pay the 40 million. They can cancel. And you have to run back and calculate how much you don't spend and make sure say they get a small profit on top of it, because the real essence of a business man or any business entrepreneur now for maximizing profits. So you don't expect they don't go spend, they don't go buy rest. So 800,000 euros, you want cancel about 800,000 euros for bag. It's not possible. So now that's the happen now. So me with the issue of IMF, we have a lot of resources in our country, 60 minerals. We get a vital land, agriculture. The fishing sector is one of the sectors that will not even begin itself for harvest.
Okay.
If you look at the mining sector, since 1939, when we discovered diamond at Salone, diamond don't become a cost to Salone than a blessing because of mismanagement, because we have not been able to manage our resources.
Mismanagement,
so the biggest problem
they can clear.
The Cancun power development at Salone is bad governance, is poor institutional management and corruption.
All right.
Once we for address all of this, we don't need the IMF, we don't need the World Bank, we don't need the Islamic Development Bank. If they come in na party no more, they can go for me party. Celebrate, I say, don't go cheap today. You offer me drink, I offer you drink. We should not we chat, we pass company. But I should not be always be dependent. I go say go celebrate, but don't meet till go chill. Then when I go there, me bill. Everything is on you. Tell go can you say go gaze with me. So let us begin to think big.
Thank you very much.
The problem when we are in opposition and government, the people forget power, they talk and make a lot of lofty promises. But when they are in charge, then they begin to give excuses.
Okay. All right, Robert. For end the program, what do you take on this? Now, Eduardo analyze what you think. In fact, as far as concerned, we don't need the IMF. So now for end, what do you take? Your final bite.
Then the first of all, Salone not a middle income country. So you talk and go talk and car. We need IMF, we need World Bank.
So what's up waiting I'm not able for the middle income?
Well, because of we really need for change our mindset as a people.
Whose people?
Our mindset get for change completely different. Government now we don't know man for really get for change our mindset. And that's to say we get one
initiative added to the private sector. So who's one now?
I got this. If I got initiative, I got let me go middle income, like government. So we dey file for rich middle income country. So
the government idea and any for being changed.
Now the government need for change idea, the people need for change idea too.
How the people in your responsibility?
For that country develop, listen now. For that country develop, and the people get for accept for the change. For instance, if you go to the UK, if you say, hey, at this street, nobody park here, because the people are not willing for change. And then they go inside England and go park Motuka like a craze. Even when you host where you rent, you apartment.
So what's one that they get for do with the middle income?
No, you know what I said? We're not just change the mindset as the people. When the mindset
Before we
change,
change, but let's tell you something, yeah? Let's just do this thing for you. When these governments come, then tell we say, let we help fight corruption. A lot of people are ready for fight corruption, ain't he?
Corruption is a perennial problem.
Nah, I know, but anything where you want for succeeding, and the leadership now for don't get the willingness for start before ever the people get them.
Of course, the willingness for that across the board. The willingness for that across the board.
The UK way you talk
across
so,
the board.
The UK way you talk so, they're not going to say, yeah, they know the park there. The people say, okay, we need park here. Then one of the government official can park. It's not possible. But yeah, we did one.
It's not possible. It's not crazy.
But inside Salone, it's possible.
What are they say? It's possible. That is going to say both sides, government, the ordinary man who go for really for change of mindset. When government said this, government will always go for be affirmed. And because when you do something, you got to be very decisive decision. You got to be affirm say, I'm not for this government vehicle, we're not official hour. I'm not for pass this route here because you are going for and they call. If in the UK, no matter you be this or this, or whether it's not for pass, I'm for pass under.
Ask you the question: how all of this links to the middle income country?
Huh?
How all of this way the being council will link to the middle income country?
Well, because we never produce that for ourselves. How will we reach other people as a middle income?
So how that?
Well, because of we don't get what to take follow me as a middle income. So now, unless we're able to say how we able to do produce for ourselves with the exports, I'm also the exporter of this country. I'm also the exporter of this country. So how the exporter of the country? We don't export too much. What thing would export? Whatever way the money they flow the dollar. What now produce them? What they go to other man country for go sell? I pass on this alcohol where they make at this country. Where they go sell in Guinea. What you get? So, my brother, we all get for change your mindset. You be government now, government official now. The owner is sitting there, we get for change the mindset. This country are the only country we get. If wireless are long go before, we as a people get for accept the change. Okay. And the government also get for be very decisive. Whatever thing government they say, let government stand on them. If they say this or this, let government set examples how to think them. When you know say if you want to do this, let government just say do the right thing. Uber and citizens also get for do the right thing. So that the country will able to go before. Otherwise, it will be a big challenge for we as a nation, to be honest.
All right.
Really, Salone, some of us, they get up over the time we're going to have countries there. We see the development step where they go to them countries and they. Where they say so sad, you can't
a minute, please. A minute, I want to say something.
Okay, you can't say it, just end quick. You can. Yes, go ahead.
Mara, you have to interject me.
No, you don't interject. You just say again because I want for end. Go ahead.
So we really have to just change the mindset as a people, so that the country go to develop, and just say we go get it, we go live a better life. If the politicians change their mindset, we will change the mindset of the ordinary people. I think that the country will go before. Okay. Otherwise, the country will go backward. We will say, well, this government don't do this. And they can't complain, and this bills do, now this do. We need to change that kind of thing. If we go as a country. When Paul Kagame come, when Rwanda be in upside down, it can change the mindset. If you right now, I don't visit Rwanda past 5 terms. For like you talk about the Hutu and the Tutsis, that don't catch you. They pass a law. For some reason, it's got business in that country today. Because I know what's happening in that country today. Now look how the country, the progressive development, they're gone. Then they type of attempt to middle income. Let me tell you. So they're making progressive step. The mindset change. So we as a people have to change the mindset. No, say yes, we want to take the country to another level. Irrespective of whatever political party we belong for. We focus for just say Salone one country. When SLP become a power, we focus for saying Salone, not to put down a Mendeman or AP or Timniman or Locoman or this that. We will be focused as one country. As Salone first, not to Salone for the above all political parties. Where APC kind of power, forget about APC. Let be Salone first. Let everybody get equal opportunity, irrespective of your tribe or your religion. If you not mende, if you not timina loco, if they give opportunity, let it get to be 50-50.
Okay.
Lord no say now this will do. For me 50-50. If I pick local man 5, I pick Medeman 5, I pick Timiniman 5, I pick Sosoman 5, I pick Kwankoman 5, I pick Manigoman 5. Lord, we begin to let and let the narrative change. Lord, equal opportunity, equal disparity for day across the board. If I be an equal opportunity, everybody. So if we get an equal opportunity, I think say yes, we go on the progressive step for let this country change the narrative.
All right. Thank you, Robert. Yes, Edward, 1 minute quickly.
Yes, you see, wetin keep make sometimes I become so disappointed about for some of we wey dey travel out of the country, we dey cite examples about other countries. This na the only country when we wan for justify the bad, we dey use examples from other countries. When we wan for talk about the good, then we wan for capitalize on the issue say Salonians dem for change their mindsets, dem for change about this, change about that. You make mention all of them countries that wey don progress, including now Rwanda wey but e don go the 5 times. It will tell you the simple reality is that from the president wey na Paul Kagame, a vision wey insert na im go down to the grassroots wey make sure say the country now don move forward, because no dey put law say only na for minister, no dey put law only na for that man wey dey sell na go market. But when you have a society where there is selective justice, people believe say they can use their position and order and arrest because they think they hold a position in government, or because he thinks that he's a senior security man, then that is not the rule of law. That is not human rights we are talking about. That is not the democracy we are talking about. But now we make sure say the law is the law and it ought to be the law. And the law not for being a respecter of anybody. If we say government vehicles them for park 7 o'clock, and how many times they don't try na this country we will not work? From NPRC they come to Pakabent and they say 7 o'clock. Every government functionaries, no for see government vehicle na streets unless with emergency situation. And not ever work in this country because that particular law they be target the high class of society. Yeah, I don't know Pakaba in term and also Aneskomaka he repeat the same thing say all government functionaries where your own office they say every Friday put on we Salonian attire, Salonian culture. If you na Kwankoma, put on Yoronko. If you na Menema Popolo, put on something which is traditional. You understand? That law they put on this country, right? It never work because the law they been target the high class. So as far as me concerned with me experience in this country, the law in this country is meant for grassroots, is meant for the poor man and not for the rich man. They even the fight against corruption, right? Now we see high profile cases where they deal with senior government functionaries and senior civil servants. How the cases at the end? But when you for do with a poor driver, before they say 1 week, they don't go to court, they don't sentence them, they don't send and go down. But look at the high profile corruption cases, how them they handle them, and how they at the end of the day, their cases at the end. So if we are talking about moving Sierra Leone forward, we have to be serious about it, we have to be sincere, and we have to be honest to ourselves and to our conscience that let us do the right thing. If we say you na minister obey the law, you are not above the law. The constitution makes it very clear that no one is above the law. Yeah. But it seems that there are people in society, especially so the political class, where they feel say they're not above the law. So we're not going to make progress for that. In the issue of the economy, where we're about to talk about, they tell you say IMF, I'm not going in line with IMF. Simply the fact that once we get a loan, it's enough for us to build our own economy. Rwanda has been able to build their own economy. Yeah.
All right.
How many millions of dollars? 300 millions of dollars. The last 2 years, way of worth of timber, we left this country, we go China. We don't ever ask ourselves as a government, as a people of Sierra Leone, say no. The Chinese, we don't pass a policy now. Every timber now we get for go out of the country, let it be the final product. But bring the factory here, let build the factory now, let do the manufacturing factory now, and everything so that we're able for export the finished product rather than the raw materials. Which leader don't get a vision and think about that?
Okay,
yeah, Paul Kagame when they talk about Rwanda, institutionalize them, the factories are there now. So all what's in the exports right now from Rwanda, now the final products, now the finished products, not the raw materials. Yeah, even now they don't begin produce cars, vehicles. Yeah, the final products now from Rwanda. Yeah, now the final product now they get for send out. So
in fact, Rwanda they get electric vehicle, electric bike, electric vehicle, electric bike right now in Rwanda. They use electric vehicle right now. Electric vehicle in Rwanda. They use right now in Rwanda. They use electric vehicle and bike.
Where they don't make millions of dollars. But these people, they don't get the conscience enough. Say, we are not doing the right thing for our country. We have not been sincere to our people. If I get a partner in China, let us encourage the Chinese to come and build a factory now, so that we will manufacture the chairs and everything. Look at the mockery they're going right now, Pierre. All the timber they put in Salone, they go to China. China they go manufacture and they do they send back the final products back, then they send them back to Sierra Leone. Look at government ministries, departments and agencies. Most of the chairs are now the order from China. Look at the quality of those chairs. Timber materials. These are timber products. So is it that we don't get the sense for think about it? So let us have this kind of facilities in our country so that we will begin producing and begin sell the final products to China. Then robots say we need the exports. Yeah, we need the exports because we don't have the factories, because we choose for take the raw materials, send them to China.
Okay.
We choose for
thank you.
take the raw materials, send them to Australia.
Thank you, Edward.
We send them to UK or send them to the world market. Most time we don't begin say, let we begin think, forget a diamond processing plant in Sierra Leone, so that we can process our diamond in Sierra Leone and send the final products out of the country.
More especially now where we say the president serve the Polish government. Thank you very much, Edward.
Processing plants of diamond. We say we don't begin think about gold. In Africa right now, we have one of the best gold, and we have the biggest gold reserve right now. From Benfembia, Teguna, Dianchibra, in Konadugu district, we have the best gold. We still don't begin to and think, say, with this kind of thing again now, let us remove the Chinese. Look right now, Chinese man never sleep na Dalaku, na Dianchibra, inside bush every day. Then the chase with gold. Then we are here in Freetown, we don't have offices, we call ourselves say we are working for national mineral agencies. But the Chinese don't know what they are doing. Look at what's right now. Recently, they even went to interfere with our lake. We are one of the biggest lakes in Africa. One of the biggest and the most nice lake. The Chinese are going to begin tamper with the lake. Past the citizens that mobilize, where it raise a lot of security tension at the place before ever government get for intervene. Is that the way to run the country? Is that the kind of country we want for ourselves as Leonians? We have the economy.
All right, thank you.
We have the economy. We have the capacity to generate our own economy without no involvement of whether IMF or World Bank. And we shout over the place that they have given us so millions of dollars. So
thank you.
A million view.
Thank you very much, Edward. Thanks for your answer, Robert. For we wanna take time for general inside the program this morning. I appreciate
export. Sierra Leone be the export west. Sierra Leone be the export cocoa. Sierra Leone be the export tobacco. What's it go wrong?
All right. Thank you, Edward. Thank you, Robert. I appreciate your time with you inside the program this morning. And like always, we look forward again for another wonderful conversation or discussion with Una as we go on with the program. Thank you. God bless Una. And Una, get on yourself a very good day.
Thank you.
All right. Well, so long for thank you to our family members the way they watch you right now. You will like, you will share, you will comment. I appreciate you so much. Until then, we'll get for meet again. It's another beautiful edition of the program where we call we had one for say God bless you all, and thanks to the producer who make this program reach you this morning. My name is Nassim Pierre, the freedom fighter. Thank you and get yourself a wonderful day. Another morning again inside we had plenty things then they happen. I wonder how sneeze again what go here today. But this be small country we had. Anyway, before I go to the Wahala we had, I just go to the kitchen and check my colors.
Yes, colors. Some man really like for eat in the morning. Some people say them just like when they eat don't sleep. Other people say na the cow they like, especially when they cook the soup